everybody? Welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. Sorry. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to review Willow Episodes 1 and 2 Disney Plus series, Willow Episodes 1 and 2. Now, it's been a minute. I should have reviewed this already, and I had already posted my review of the actual Willow movie up. And it's funny because after I had posted up the movie, I had done something else, and it took me a minute to get around to watching the show. But I had heard really good things about the show. In fact, hearing the good things I heard about the show is what finally pushed me to finally watch the Willow movie, because I had never watched it before. And as I told you guys, I had a few issues with the movie, but overall, I thought it was a very good movie. I had a good time watching it. I ended up giving it like a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10. But either way, watching that movie and then watching this was very interesting. It was very interesting indeed. It'd be like watching it would really be like if you watch the original trilogy for the first time and then you watch Force Awakens. It'd be kind of weird, because we all kind of agree that Force Awakens, while it may not have been the most spectacular thing, it was definitely still I still thought it was still good, and we still got to see all these characters again. So it still had a vibe about it, and that's what this show has to it. It's very Force Awakens in a way. It's very Force Awakens in the sense that it is many years later. There are characters we know, particularly two characters. The title character Willow, for one. There are characters we know who are different, who have been through different things, who are different people now than they used to be. For instance, I think her name was Soroya, the queen, the one who ended up marrying the one whose mother was the evil queen in the original movie and who betrayed her and married Mardigan. Like, she's older now, and I'm glad that they got the actress who played her in the original movie to come back too. That was cool. They got a couple actors to come back. Not only did they get the actress who played her to come back, they also got a little side actor. When you meet Willow in the first episode, you see one of the actors who portrayed the guy who was the best warrior. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I remember in the original Willow movie, they like in his town, I can't remember, it was like Darwin or Dreadwin. I can't remember the name of the town with the vertically challenged smaller people. But one of the guys in their little town / village was what they said he was the best warrior there, and they actually got that actor to come back and be in the show. So that was pretty cool. I kind of caught me off guard. I was like, hey, it's the same dude. They got him to come back. But I digress. Obviously they couldn't get everybody to come back. Time and certain actors passed away and whatnot. But overall, like I say, very good. And like that's the fun of it. If you watch the original Willow and you had a fun with the original Willow, I can't imagine you not having a great time watching this. Honestly, because there is more lore being built. There is more setup. The world, they're expanding the world a bit more. And the basic setup of this show is, apparently after the events of the original Willow, maybe a week or two, Willow had like a premonition, a vision of a future event. That the evil witch lady isn't, like, she isn't completely dead. Like, her spirit is still out there just waiting for somebody to come and help her come back to this realm. So she wasn't dead apparently. Like, because if you ever watched the original Willow, the way it ended up ending was her soul, flesh and bones and flesh and everything got shrift off into the nether realm, because the whole thing was because the whole plot of the original Willow, at least the evil plan of the evil queen of the original Willow, was that that there was a prophecy that this child would be the death of her. So she came up, this is the best I can figure it. Because throughout the whole movie, I was trying to figure out why she didn't just kill the baby. Like, okay, this baby's supposed to be your death. Just kill the baby. But even at the beginning of the movie, she was like, we gotta do this prophecy. Like, I just figured, like, there was something she needed to rip out of the baby, or the baby had some type of magic juice she wanted. But no, she just wanted to rip open a portal to another dimension, the nether realm, to an evil dimension, and chuck the baby in there. I get, and the best I can come up with is that the baby could not actually literally be killed. Fate wouldn't let this baby be killed, and the only way we can subvert fate is to put this baby in another dimension. That's the best I came up with, but the movie didn't answer that question. That's just the answer that I gave myself, that I allowed myself to come up with. That it worked for me, might not work for you, but that's just the answer I came up with. But apparently, when her soul got sucked into that other realm, it's not like it just went away. She's still there, but trying to find a way back into our world, or into that world. She's still floating out there in that other realm, but she's trying to find a way back. And we don't know about, and seems like some other witch, some other evil witch, and her band of fucked up individuals who look kind of gnarly, actually. I kind of like the design of the bad guys when they show up in the first episode. They're trying to find a way to bring her back, and they need the body, or a blood relative, to give her a body to get back into once they find a way to bring her back into the realm, which leads to, in the beginning of the movie, of the show, which leads to them kidnapping one of Sophia's children, her son. Obviously, she's her daughter, blood relative, so her children, she has a son and a daughter, would obviously be blood relatives to the evil queen too. So they kidnapped one of them so that they could use their body to put her in. And in an effort to go find them, the daughter and a few other allies go find the legendary Willow, and they band together to go out to go find and save her brother. And in the process, discover Alora Danner, who was the baby in the first movie, the baby the stories were written about. And in a way, it is very interesting. Like I said, it's very Star Wars in the way they approach this, because I was a little upset about the reveal of Alora and who she actually was, because up top, they make it a big deal that, like, they hid Alora. Like, they never told her who she really was. They let her be raised as a normal, ordinary girl, and she never knew who she really was. And apparently it was an effort to just, like, so that no one would come after her, because if people knew who she was, evil would come after her, so they wanted to hide her, so they give her the best, easy life. Willow disagreed with the queen, Sophia. He disagreed with her. He thought that he should just train her off the bat, and, like, she should just come live with me, and I could train her, and, you know, she'd be ready. And I don't want to get into the details, but their disagreement really rubbed him the wrong way, and it really changed, like, and the vibe you get is, it's been at least, I'd probably say, from the first movie to this, it has been at the very least, 18 years. At the very least, 18. And you get the vibe that for at least 10 of them, that for at least maybe 10 to 12 of it, Willow hasn't visited the queen in a very long time. They had a real confrontation that pissed me off. I'm not even gonna lie, it pissed me off. Second episode, there's a flashback to the Willow and the queen having an argument over what to do with Alora, and man, the queen said some shit to him, and I was like, bitch, you know I saved the world. In my mind, I was thinking of Willow. I was like, am I Willow? Like, you know I saved the world, right? I mean, it might not have been fancy, but I did save the world. And there are interesting things going on, especially even with the Willow character, because I always get Warwick Davis said that one of the things that inspired him to come back was seeing Mark Hamill come back. We're seeing Mark Hamill come back and trying something different with his character. And I don't know, kind of worried me for a second there. I was like, ugh. But they are trying something different. This isn't the same Willow from the old movie. This isn't that Willow. Clearly, time, bitterness. He's not like Mark Hamill bitter. Honestly, they approached the Willow character a lot better than Star Wars did with Mark Hamill. Honestly, Star Wars should have handled Mark Hamill like they're handling the Willow character, because he is a bit bitter. He is a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? He has this chip on his shoulder, because even after all these years, he still feels like he hasn't proven himself as a great sorcerer. He still feels like he has to prove himself. He still feels like he's not respected as you know, what he felt like he was destined to be. Like, if you recall in the first movie, like, at least 3 sorcerers told him that he would be a great sorcerer one day. 18 years later, damn near 20 years later maybe, and he still doesn't feel like he's lived up to that. And compounded upon having a close friend of his just blatantly say that you aren't a great, I love you, you're a great man, you're a brave man, but you're not a great sorcerer and you're not qualified to train her, which is essentially what was told to him to his face. You're not qualified to train Allura. You're not as great as you think you are. And like, it seems like that shit has just kind of gotten to him. Like, it's bitten on him for a while now. And he's just kind of been sitting like, and he's done that thing that I know plenty of people and guys particularly who do this, where you kind of just, where you hurt, you're hurting, right? Someone said some shit to you, but you don't want to let you don't want them and you don't want no one else to know that shit got to you. So you kind of just brush it to the side. You kind of just brush it to the back of your mind and try to go forward. But at the same time, in the back of your mind, you're like, that shit really bothered me. Like, I will never tell anyone that shit bothered me, but it did. And that's kind of the state Willow's in, especially once he finds out who Allura really is. And you get this feeling, he's like, oh my God, this is my chance to prove that I am this sorcerer that I think I am. This is a chance to prove it here, right now. And he gets impatient and he gets a little, you know, like I said, I love this approach to the character because he is still that Willow, but it's just things have changed. And that's the vibe of the whole world. It's like, dude, things are just different now, man. And you can see the influence of the 3 main leads in the first movie on the world and on all the characters. Because they have the humor is a lot like that original Willow movie. You can tell the inspiration is there. Overall, I rather enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I really did. I can't wait to see the 3rd episode. I had a little bit of problems because it had that same issue that the movie had, ironically, that things are just moving so fucking fast that at sometimes you're just like, I just wish it would slow down a bit and just let moments breathe and just explain more stuff. The reveal of Allura, who she actually was very quick, and it was just like that. Even the introduction of Willow was just like was a little underwhelming the way they did it. It wasn't like very epic. It was just like, boom, here he is, you know. But overall, I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. If you're a fan of the movie, I can't imagine you not having a good time with this. I can't. I just can't. I can't. It might be even a bit better than the movie was, honestly. But anyways, I would give the first 2 episodes of Willow a solid 8 out of 10. I enjoyed myself. I really did. I can't wait to go see the next episode and see how this story progresses. Hopefully it can kind of find a pace. Like, cause like I say, sometimes it moves a little fast for its own good. Sometimes. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Guy Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.